Kotlin error handling. Try catch, the result type, sealed classes, and best practices. Your app parses user input. The user types letters instead of numbers. Your app crashes. A payment fails because the server is down. Your app shows a blank screen. Every program needs to handle errors. Kotlin gives you several powerful tools for this. In this video, we will explore all of them, from basic try-catch to the modern result type and sealed classes. The try-catch block is the most basic error handling tool. You wrap risky code inside try. If an exception occurs, the catch block runs. In this example, dividing by 0 throws an arithmetic exception. The catch block prints the error message. Without try-catch, the program would crash immediately. One key difference from Java: all Kotlin exceptions are unchecked. You never need to declare which exceptions a function throws. You can have multiple catch blocks to handle different exception types. Kotlin checks them from top to bottom and runs the first matching block. In this example, we catch number format exception for bad input and arithmetic exception for division by 0. Each catch block returns a default value. Always put more specific exceptions before more general ones. If you put exception first, it would catch everything and the specific blocks would never run. The finally block always runs, whether an exception occurred or not. This makes it perfect for cleanup tasks like closing files, database connections, or network resources. Even if you return from inside the try block, finally still executes. Think of finally as a guarantee. No matter what happens in your code, the cleanup will always run. In Kotlin, try-catch is an expression. That means it returns a value. The last expression in either the try block or the catch block becomes the result. This is much cleaner than declaring a variable with var and then assigning to it inside try and catch separately. You can assign the result of try-catch directly to a val. This pattern is common in Kotlin code and makes error handling more concise and readable. You can create your own exception classes by extending exception. Custom exceptions carry extra data that helps callers understand what went wrong. For example, an insufficient funds exception can carry the current balance and the requested amount. A not found exception can carry the missing item's ID. This makes error messages more useful and lets the caller access specific details about the failure without parsing strings. Here is a bank account example using custom exceptions. The deposit function uses require to check that the amount is positive. The withdraw function checks if you have enough balance and throws insufficient funds exception if not. The caller catches the specific exception and accesses the balance and amount properties directly. This pattern gives you type-safe error handling with meaningful data attached to each error. Kotlin provides built-in precondition functions that make your code more expressive. The require function checks function arguments and throws illegal argument exception. The check function validates object state and throws illegal state exception. The error function signals unreachable code. And require not null throws if a value is null. These functions make your intent clear. When other developers read require, they immediately know it is an argument validation. The result type wraps either a success value or a failure exception. Use run catching to create a result. It runs the block and wraps the outcome automatically. If the block succeeds, you get a result containing the value. If it throws, you get a result containing the exception. You can check is success or is failure to see what happened. Result is Kotlin's way of making error handling functional and composable. There are several ways to extract values from a result. Get or null returns the value on success or null on failure. Get or else returns the value on success or computes a default on failure. Get or default returns a fixed default value on failure. These methods eliminate the need for try-catch blocks in many cases. You pick the one that fits your needs. For simple defaults, use get or default. For computed defaults, use get or else. You can transform result values using map and recover. The map function transforms the success value. If the result is a failure, map does nothing and passes the failure through. The recover function does the opposite. It converts a failure into a success. These operators let you build processing pipelines that handle errors gracefully at each step. You can chain map and recover to create complex transformations. The fold function handles both success and failure in one call. You provide two lambdas, on success and on failure. Fold calls the appropriate one and returns its result. This is cleaner than checking is success and is failure separately. You can also use on success and on failure for side effects like logging. These methods return the original result, so you can chain them. This pattern is common for adding logging or analytics to result chains. You can use result as a return type for functions that can fail. This makes the possibility of failure explicit in the function signature. The caller knows to expect a result and must handle both cases. You can chain multiple result-returning functions together using map. If any step fails, the failure propagates through the chain automatically. This is similar to how optional chaining works with null, but for errors instead. For more control over error types, use sealed classes. Define a sealed class with success and failure subtypes. The failure subtype contains a sealed class of specific error types like not found, unauthorized, and network error. The compiler checks that you handle every possible error type in when expressions. If you add a new error type later, the compiler warns you about every place that does not handle it. This is much safer than exceptions. Here is a practical example of sealed class error handling. The fetchProfile function returns an API result. Depending on the input, it returns different error types. The handleResult function uses when to match each case. The compiler ensures you handle every possibility. There is no way to forget an error type. This pattern is widely used in production Android and backend Kotlin code for API responses and domain errors. Kotlin has several patterns for handling errors concisely. The OR-null pattern uses functions like toInt OR-null that return null on failure instead of throwing. The default value pattern combines OR-null with the Elvis operator to provide fallback values. The require-not-null pattern throws immediately if a value is null. And the validate and return early pattern collects all errors into a list before responding. Each pattern fits different situations. The either pattern is inspired by functional programming. Either has two subtypes, left for errors and right for success values. This is similar to result, but lets you use any error type, not just exceptions. The parseAge function returns either with a string error message or an int value. The caller uses when to handle both cases. This pattern is popular in Kotlin libraries like Arrow that bring functional programming concepts to Kotlin. Let's compare all the approaches. Use try-catch for low-level code, I/O operations, and third-party libraries. Use result for functional chains and simple success or failure. Use sealed classes for complex error types and API responses where the compiler should check completeness. Use OR-null functions for quick null-safe conversions. And use require and check for preconditions and input validation. Choose the right tool for each situation. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more tutorials.